Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, you guys, is my first appointment, my first prenatal type of appointment. So I just found out that I was pregnant, excuse me. Talking about was. I just found out that I'm pregnant last week. Today makes 6 weeks, 2 days. I called literally like 2 days after I found out I was pregnant and applied for Medicaid and health insurance for me and Alila because we didn't have health insurance and Medicaid this whole time. It took for me to get pregnant for them to give it to me for free. So, my Medicaid was active within 24 to 48 hours of me calling and applying. My health insurance won't start until March 1st. So, in the meantime, I have to go to Planned Parenthood for my prenatal visits. They're going to give me my vitamins today, and they're going to check to confirm that I am actually in fact pregnant, and I'm taking you guys with me. It's a little hard for me to talk right now because it's cold as fuck out and I'm out of breath. So, when we get to the doctor's office, I'll come back to the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys when we get to Planned Parenthood. Alright guys, so I'm already checked into the doctor's. They got me in the bathroom right now doing a urine test. So we're about to go ahead and pee in the cup, and then I have to put it in this window here, and then we can go into our room. So be back. Alright, so I peed in the cup and now I'm in the actual room. She asked me a bunch of questions, you know, standard questions, basically like, are you healthy? Any history of some, you know, whatever. The basic questions that doctors always ask when you first go to the doctor's office. So she said that they can only do a urine test. They can't do any type of ultrasounds. I have to wait until I go to my doctor, which won't be until March. So I basically just came here to get confirmation that I'm pregnant. That way I can use that to get my wig. So... and so they could get me prenatal vitamins. But yeah, we're just gonna wait for them to come in here and give me my results, and then we'll go from there, I guess. Alright guys, so I just got out of my appointments and I just got my results, and I am pregnant. I'm pregnant, you guys. I'm having a baby. Oh Lord, I'm having a baby. But by now you guys already know, because I already did the pregnancy announcement video. This video was actually the first one shot. All of my videos are going to be pre-recorded. So, basically what I was telling the lady at Planned Parenthood was that they activated my Medicaid. It took 24 to 48 hours to get activated. But my actual health coverage plan don't start till March 1st. But she told me I can go to this health clinic that's next door and ask them, can they update my health coverage for me so that I could call and book my appointment for my 10-week visit, because the actual OBGYN won't see me until I'm 10 weeks. I'm already 6. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 3 more weeks, I'll be able to go to my 10-week appointment. And then that's when they'll do my first ultrasound to see if they could see the baby. So she said they wasn't able to do much because of whatever reasons. They don't do prenatal visits there. But she did order me some prenatal vitamins that I can pick up, which I'll pick them up Thursday. So I can go ahead and start taking those. And she did a urine test and it came back positive. I'm pregnant. My due date is September 21st. So, we got a ways to go. We're going to be doing all the prenatal videos. Okay, let's go to this clinic and see what's up. Matter of fact, let me try to see if they take kids so I could book my daughter an appointment. All right, guys. So today was my first. Oops. So it is weeks later, and because so it's weeks later, and because the appointments are like so small and short, I didn't want to end the video just yet. I just wanted it to keep going, basically just until my heart was content to end the video. Anyways, today was my first official prenatal visit. This morning I woke up to go use the bathroom and I noticed there was a little bit of blood with some blood clots. I went to my first prenatal visit. My OBGYN tried to listen for a heartbeat and they couldn't find one. She said that doesn't mean that there isn't one. She did schedule me for an ultrasound for Wednesday, which is on the 18th. But I'm not okay with, I would wait for 2 days, but for my own peace of mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go next door to Planned Parenthood to see if they can take me as a walk-in to give me an ultrasound. If not, she did suggest for me to go to the emergency room. She told me it was going to be a long wait for me to sit there for 6 hours to wait to see if they would give me an ultrasound. So, I don't know. Let's just hope and pray, fingers crossed, that Planned Parenthood will take me and they'll do me an ultrasound to see if they hear and see a baby. So, fingers crossed. We're hoping for the best because I really want this baby. Come here. Because I have to tell you something. Read this.
You're begging me.
I know. This is from the doctors. There's no heartbeats. So, she said she's not sure if it's because I'm still too early or if it's because I'm miscarrying. She said I'm not, my app's telling me I'm 13 weeks, but she said I'm measuring 7 weeks. She said, so it's most likely that their hearts aren't developed yet. They're still developing. She told me to wait, go home and relax, and no more heavy lifting, pushing, or pulling for a week, to call my doctor tomorrow, make another appointment for me to do another ultrasound a week from now. But there's twins in there. So we gotta pray. This morning I woke up with a lot of blood on my tissue and a little bit of blood clots, which is usually a sign of a miscarriage. But she said it doesn't necessarily mean that. It could mean that the babies are just making themselves at home for me to go home and rest.
You said that you didn't want twins.
Huh?
You said that you didn't want twins.
No, I said I wanted twins because I said I would like twins so that I can have my boy and my girl and get it over with instead of me trying to have 2 kids back to back. You see that paper, Lila? I'm about to cook for us, okay?
My neck hurts.
Okay, guys. So yesterday, I'm just going to basically do like a quick brief summary of everything that happened within the last couple of weeks. So basically, let's just, I guess, say December 15th was the first day of my last period. It was late. Okay? It was late. So in November, I had my period from November 11th until like the 14th or the 15th. So come December, I'm like, okay, it's the 11th, no period. 12th, no period. 13th, no period. 14th, still no period. So I take a pregnancy test, it comes out negative. Then I get my period the next day on the 15th. That lasted about 4 days. So I didn't think nothing of it. Now January comes.
And I go all the way until January 20th. And I didn't take any pregnancy tests. And I didn't get my period. But I was too, like, discouraged because I really want to have a baby. So when I did those pregnancy tests in December and they came out negative, I didn't want to take another test in January for it to come out negative because I was going to be upset. So I waited it out as long as I possibly could. So come January 20th, I finally decided to take a pregnancy test, and it came out positive. Now I call the medical insurance place. I sign up for medical insurance for me and my daughter because me and my daughter hasn't had any health insurance in almost like a year or two. So they gave it to us. And then I went to Planned Parenthood first. After I ended up getting my Medicaid and that became active. I took my Medicaid to Planned Parenthood to do a confirmation appointment for them to give me a urine test and for them to confirm that I'm actually pregnant. And also they checked me for like STDs and STIs also, just to be on the safe side, and they ordered me prenatal vitamins. They did confirm that I was pregnant. They said they weren't able to do any type of ultrasounds or any like heart detections or any of that because they were not a prenatal office, that I would have to wait until my doctor scheduled me with something. But the doctor that I was supposed to go see wasn't going to take me until my insurance was active, which wasn't going to be active until the first week of March. So I ended up calling another doctor, and they ended up taking me, which was yesterday, which was March, what was yesterday? 16th? The 16th. Yeah, they took me yesterday. Yesterday I wake up, which was strange. It was my appointment, and I just so happened to wake up yesterday, and I wake up and I go pee, and there was a lot of blood on the tissue. Like the whole tissue was covered in red, dark blood with a little bit of clots on it. I look in the toilet, I also see another small piece of clot in the toilet. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what is that? I started panicking a little bit, but then at the same time, I started calming myself down because whatever is happening, I wanted to take its course, but I wanted to keep calm and relaxed the whole time. The first thought that came to mind is, oh my gosh, I'm starting a miscarriage. But, no woman wants to think like that. So I move as normal as possible. I get dressed. I go to my first prenatal visit. I let the doctor know that I did wake up this morning to some bleeding and a little bit of blood clots. She used the little machine where they listen for the heartbeat and stuff, and she was all over my stomach, everywhere in the bottom. She said, I heard something really faint, but I'm not sure if that was you or the baby. So what I'm going to do is schedule you for an ultrasound. She scheduled it for Wednesday, was supposed to be for tomorrow, March 18th. But I did not want to wait that long to find out if my babies were going to be, to find out if my baby, because in my head I'm only thinking I have one baby. I didn't want to sit there and figure out if I'm going to be okay or not. So I went to the emergency room and I sat there for almost from 12 o'clock till 5 o'clock. That long. They did an ultrasound on me. They said the ultrasound tech said she couldn't tell me whether or not it was safe, if I was having a baby, if there was anything or nothing. All she could do was do the ultrasound, and I had to wait for the doctor to go over my results and then tell me my results in the room. The doctor came in and said, there's 2 sacs. You're carrying twins. You're measuring at 7 weeks. I did not hear a heartbeat. I couldn't find one. They couldn't find one. There's no signs of cardiac development at all if I am 13 weeks. Because according to the first day of my last period and according to my Flow app that I have on my phone, I would be 13 weeks. She said if you are 13 weeks, there's no sign of any heartbeats and there's no sign of any cardiac arrest. You're measuring at 7 weeks. So what she told me was to do was go home, put my feet up, relax, get bed rest, no heavy lifting, pushing, or pulling. And she told me to call my doctor that I went to yesterday first, because I had my first prenatal visit yesterday, to call that doctor back and tell them to schedule me for an ultrasound for a week from yesterday. So I called them and I said I needed to have me another ultrasound scheduled for a week. I spoke to her. She said she's going to call me back in 15 minutes. They're labeling me as high risk because of my age. I'm 34 years old. I'm carrying twins, and I was bleeding and having blood clots. The bleeding and the blood clots stopped yesterday once I went to the doctors, which was strange, and thank God. I came home last night from the emergency room, and I was having a lot of cramping. The cramping was mostly in my lower back and my legs. But once I laid down and relaxed, about an hour into it, the cramping stopped of me relaxing. So I prayed last night, I prayed this morning, and I'm going to pray for the next couple of days that just pray for a miracle. I'm literally about to pray for a miracle. Literally. So I did some researching last night. I Googled some stuff. I asked ChatGPT. ChatGPT said I could be measuring at 7 weeks because that's when the babies stopped developing and my body is still trying to process them out. Or I am 7 weeks and their hearts aren't developed yet and they're still developing. So there's a lot going on in my mind right now. I'm hoping and praying that I get to keep them. I'm hoping and praying that God allows me to keep them. I'm hoping and praying that a week from now their hearts develop and I'm able to hear their heartbeats. I'm praying that this is like, I don't know, I feel like I'm hoping that the little bit of bleeding that happened yesterday was like a sign from God to be like, okay, so you got to be careful because you're having not one, but 2 babies. So now I need you to be extra alert and extra cautious about your body. And I really need you to take it easy. And I really need you to relax because there's 2 babies in there, not 1. So that's what I'm hoping is happening. And I'm literally hoping for the best. I really am. Like, this is crazy. I cannot believe this. Like, I prayed for a baby, but 2, I did sit here and talk to my friend. I was like, I said it a couple weeks ago. I said, I really want my son, but I could also go for another girl. And I was like, I might as well just have twins. Like, I hope God gives me twins so I could just have them both and get it over with. So I ain't got to worry about having kids back to back and just get it over with and then get my tubes tied after this. And she was like, God's about to make you an example. He's about to give you exactly what you asked for and show you exactly why you should be careful what you say. And I was like, even if he does give me twins, I would be thankful. Like, I would be so happy because I would hope and pray that it's a boy and a girl and I can have my son and my daughter, which I already have 2 girls, but I really want to have 3 girls and 1 boy. So I'm hoping literally that this is literally like God tapping me on the shoulders like, you asked for twins, you're going to get them, but I need you to pay attention to your body and I need you to sit still and relax and not to do too much and not to heavy lift and not to do this and that, because with twins you do got to be careful. And your age, you're 34 years old, so you definitely need to calm down and relax. So it's like I'm hoping for the best, and then I'm also hoping, like, God forbid if I am miscarrying and I'm not 13 weeks and that the baby, I'm 13 weeks pregnant, but God forbid if I am losing them at 7 weeks, it's easier for just little blood clots to come out instead of at 13 weeks a baby that is a fetus and not an embryo. Because at 7 weeks your baby is still an embryo. At 13 weeks it's a fetus. So I'm praying, God forbid, if I am miscarrying, that I'm miscarrying an embryo and not a fetus. So let's just, I don't know. We're hoping for the best. So you guys, we're starting off strong with this YouTube channel. This is about to be one crazy YouTube channel. You guys, like, comment, subscribe. We'll do the next prenatal visit a week from now with the ultrasound and stuff like that. We'll do videos in between. Wish me luck. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Peace, love, and grace. Bye, guys.